Because as the patriarchy inevitably crumbles, they're getting a little hot and bothered.
I see the world through the lens of psychology, a therapist, so that's inevitable. And when I see this uptick in patriarchal, systemic, institutional oppression, when I see the misogynistic behaviors of men increasing, I think, oh, yeah, this is an extinction burst, of course. What is an extinction burst, you ask? Let me educate you. An extinction burst is the sudden increase of behavior when a reinforcement or reward for that undesirable behavior has been removed. It's a temporary response pattern when an expected result of an action no longer occurs. Men have been able to behave in a certain way for ages that has benefited them. It's highly rewarded them. And so they expect that to continue. And when we have changed the rules and said that's no longer going to be happening, they engage in an extinction burst. They increase this antagonizing behavior to get us to back down in order to get the result that they expected all along. We can think of this as the kid who has gone to Target with his parents, and every time he goes, he gets a toy that he asks for. But this time the parents say, no, we're not going to get you the toy. And the kid starts to whine, and then he throws himself on the floor and throws a big tantrum and kicks and screams and bites and yells at his parents. And the parents finally go, oh my gosh, never mind. Okay, we'll buy you the toy. Benefiting for centuries from the way that patriarchy has set things up for them, and we have changed the rules, and now they're having a big old big tantrum, big extinction burst. But unlike toddlers who we can kind of ignore and whose kicks and screams don't really hurt that much, men use other forms of weaponization, including the Supreme Court and legislature and corporate policies, to maintain the status quo and to get that reward and reinforcement that they're used to. But I want to call attention to a key word in the definition of extinction burst, and that word is temporary. Extinction bursts are temporary if we stay committed and we don't back down. The definition of extinction burst goes on to say that when the behavior does not elicit the intended response, if it doesn't work, they will try again and more rapidly until it becomes clear that the action, what they're doing, will not elicit the reward. So as uncomfortable as this all is, we all need to stay committed because it's working. When we see extinction bursts, we don't think, oh no, everything's getting worse. What we have to start thinking is it's getting better, it's working. Extinction bursts end. They just do. It's a measurable, observable phenomenon in human behavior. But they only end if we don't back down and we stay committed. So I encourage all of you to see this uptick in misogynistic behaviors as an extinction burst, as evidence that it is working. It's working.